Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Jackpot Tonight. My name is Gary Bogdanski, and I'm here with the CEO of Boom Fantasy, Stephen Murphy.
Batman and Robin, Mario and Luigi, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Cleopatra, and I could go on all night. But Gary, it's good to have you back. It's felt very odd not to have our 1-2 dynamic for a while there.
Yeah, no, it's great to be back here with you. Definitely more exciting. We're both here together.
Yeah, for sure. Gary just got back from a little vacation. Before that, I was on a West Coast trip. We're back for a new episode of Jackpot Tonight. For those of you who have never watched Jackpot Tonight before, shame on you. But this is a nightly live streaming show we do on the platform where you can track the contenders each night of the Mighty Dollar Jackpot. We'll also talk about some of the other bigger contests as well, but we really focus on the Mighty Dollar Jackpot, which is definitely one of our more popular contests. If you have questions for us, feel free to post them in the live chat. But yeah, we'll talk about everything from tonight's contenders to recent performances on the app. Someone won the jackpot yesterday, as well as just talk about what's in store for Boom. So thanks for joining us today. Gary, what should we be looking for? I noticed, I was checking the app before we went on. Not many 3 or 4s in there. In fact, there were none when I checked. Is that still the case?
No, right now we have 2 3 or 4s. No, there's. Right now we have 2 3 or 4s. WG 202405. He has 3 or 4. All of his early picks are looking pretty good. Anthony Davis is a little behind on that, but and we also have Philly Champion who did well last night as well.
Yeah, that would be our first back-to-back winner. WG202405, which is an interesting handle name. I wonder if that's the 405 freeway. But he definitely has the best chance because he has Davis at 32. Davis only has 10 at halftime, which is a pretty paltry total for how he's been playing lately. So I actually think 32 is still a pretty reasonable number. He can easily go for 22 in the second half there, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but getting 22 in the second half is definitely within reason for him.
Yeah, I'm trying to check the score of that game just to see how close it is and how much he'll be. It's only a 9-point game at halftime. So Anthony Davis should be at full force in the second half, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go off and give that player a chance. I've been told we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Gary can't hear me too well, so he's just lip reading. Fortunately, he's very good at that. How is it now, Gary?
Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Let's just give me 1 second, Steve, to reset a couple things.
All right, no worries.
You can keep going, Steve.
All right, I'll keep going. So everybody, for those of you joining us, my name is Steve Murphy. Gary is actually webcamming, videoing you right now through your phone. I'm just kidding. But that capability would be cool. I am the CEO of Boom Fantasy, and this is our nightly live streaming show where we talk about the contenders for the jackpot. We also talk about what else is happening on the app. And for us, the big news is there are more jackpots coming. I don't want to, give a false deadline. It still could be a week or two before these launch. But we are planning on launching at least 2 new jackpots in the coming weeks, ready for March Madness and the NCAA. So if you're excited about what we have right now, start to get even more excited because new jackpots are on the way. They will be of the easier variety. So we're going to still keep the 100K. We're still going to keep the million. I know a lot of you guys love going for the big prizes. But we wanted to have a few more of these Mighty Dollar-esque jackpots where we're crowning winners, pretty much every week, if not twice a week. So expect more of those jackpots, those progressive jackpots that are going to go up any night that someone doesn't win it, and we're pretty excited about it. How you doing, Gary?
I'm doing okay, Steve. I have a little bit echo here, but I'm going to try and just fight through it and see how much.
This guy's a gamer right there.
But I did hear you talking about the jackpots, and and I do think within a week we'll have at least one, if not two, new jackpots in the $1 to $2 price range released.
Yeah, and I'll give a little bit of a spotlight of what's coming. We mentioned this on a previous show, so some of you may be familiar with this, but we're planning on introducing, around the $1 price point, a jackpot that just has lightning bolts. So the lightning bolt questions are the final question of every contest, where you predict the exact number of points that Kemba Walker will score, the exact number of points that LeBron James will score. And we're thinking about doing a contest. We're more than thinking about it. We're working on building a jackpot that is effectively 3 of those types of questions, but you wouldn't need to get it spot on to get credit. We're thinking about doing a plus or minus 1. So if you choose 23 and the answer is 22, you're still right. Or if you choose 27 and the answer is 28, you're still right. And effectively having a jackpot similar to the Mighty Dollar jackpot, around $1, that if no one wins it, it goes up every day. So I think that based on the feedback we've gotten from players the last time we discussed it, that should be a popular new format. And the second jackpot we're thinking about rolling out will be very similar to the Mighty Dollar jackpot, probably 4 questions, but instead of a $1 entry, we're going to up it to $2 just to help it grow a little bit faster and to allow people to play for the $500 to $1,000 prize pools more often. You guys are getting quite good at the Mighty Dollar jackpot. It seems like every night we have people really contending. And so we want the opportunity, we want players to have the opportunity to put up $1, $2, and try to take down a big prize.
Yeah, and those should be coming out next week, possibly earlier in the week. But yeah, those will be exciting. I'm looking forward to the Lightning Bolt one. That one's going to be a lot of fun with only 3 questions. I mean, people love the 4-question format, so dropping it down to 3, I think it'll be even easier to play and will even take less time. And as you know, those Lightning Bolt players, they're always star players. So, I mean, they're probably going to be the 3 most popular players in this league. They're going to be players like LeBron. They're going to be players like Durant and Curry. I mean, it's basically going to be almost an all-star slate every night.
Yeah, so Gary, just out of curiosity, are you still hearing an echo?
I am still hearing an echo, but I'm doing...
We're seeing if we can make Gary crazy on this episode of Jackpot Tonight. Have you ever seen someone lose their mind on camera? That is what we're going for Gary here. So yeah, still working out the kinks. I think this is this is our first one back in a while, so I think there's something going on with the software. So we'll figure it out. If not tonight, by tomorrow night. I'm looking. Yeah, so someone has been talking about Joel Pease, my man Joel 1991 said, "Hey, how was your trip?" And yeah, I think that's a great question, Joel, because I'm wondering the same thing. If you notice Gary's face, some would call it tan. To be generous, most would call it a little bit sunburned. Gary, top 3 vacation moments. Go.
Oh, top 3 vacation moments. I would say probably just I went to Jamaica, so just getting there and laying on the beach. The first kind of couple of minutes I had to relax, that would be up there in the list. Hands down, the most exciting moment of the trip for me was at one point on the beach. I had a Boom Fantasy shirt on, and someone came up to me and showed me the app on their phone.
Is that true?
Yes, that was very true. That was very exciting.
Wait, that's incredible. Seriously, a stranger?
Yes, completely.
That is literally my dream, Gary, and that has yet to happen to me.
So I was so excited, I bought the guy lunch.
I don't blame you. That is incredible. That's exciting to see. So yeah, if you ever want to thrill Gary or me, just come up to our door and show us the app.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, it was all inclusive, so buying a lunch was free. But
that's right. That's how Boom has survived and grown. We don't waste money. We're very efficient with all of our spend. Even though apparently going to Jamaica, that's not too shabby. All right, that's a pretty good. I'm surprised that wasn't your number 1, but that is a damn good second option. Seriously, I would have. Yeah, we can curse on this. I would have lost my shit if that happened to me. So, what's your third big moment?
Third big moment of the trip. Let me think about it. My third favorite moment of the trip. I love food. I love different types of food. So I pretty much just kind of ate and drank food for 3 days nonstop. So I don't have a specific. There was this unbelievable jerk chicken shack, which
Jamaica is known for their jerk chicken, right?
it was unbelievable. I mean, I think one day I had 6 chicken legs.
Not too shabby. I don't blame you. So yeah, I'm glad. We're all glad that you were able to get some rest for those of you who maybe have seen Gary on this live streaming. It probably will come no surprise to you, but Gary works very hard for Boom, morning and night. So I'm excited and happy that you were able to get away for a little while. And Gary's not even telling you the best part. He abandoned his children. Which, as a father of two my own, man, I was happy for him, just for a few days. So yeah. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, it's good to have you back though. Oh yeah, Joel's asking, have you tried any island beers? That's a great question, Joel. Joel, one of these days you're actually just going to replace me and interview Gary. I think you're going to be better at it than I am.
I forget what it was called, but they did have some like kind of local beer, and I probably had a couple of those every day. But I went back and forth between those and Miami Vices.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Joel's comment, asking if you went to any nude beaches. Joel, inappropriate, my friend. But no, it's good to have you back, Gary. Obviously, so Gary was gone the first few days of this week, and then I was in California all of last week for Boom. And so yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these shows together, but it's good to have the regular duo back. And yeah, for those of you who again are new to Boom Fantasy, Gary is our head of operations. I'm the founder and CEO of Boom, and this is a nightly show we do every night. Usually it's both of us. Sometimes it's just one of us. Occasionally we're actually going to bring on some guest hosts as well. Just so our collective wives don't kill us for trying to do this every night. And yeah, it should be a pretty good time. It has been a pretty good time. We've enjoyed it. The people who have watched it have said favorable things. And so if you have any questions, again, put it in the chat, email us. We've gotten a lot of good feedback after the shows as well. But this is part of a lot of media content that we're rolling out at Boom. Our first live video was about 3 weeks ago. Is that right, Gary?
It was at February 7th, so we're going on, almost 3 weeks exactly today.
Yeah, so we've done 3 weeks of these now, and we think they add a lot. We think they add a lot to the experience. We think that it helps our players, especially our new players, see the faces behind Boom, so they don't think like this is some sketchy app. I mean, we live in New York. We went to school in the U.S. where there's a lot to like about Boom. Obviously, we've actually, just for those of you who maybe just download the app and don't know too much about the company, we're based in New York. We've actually raised $3.5 million from top Silicon Valley investors, and we've got really big plans for the future, both in fantasy sports and actually traditional sports betting. So we've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. And we're going to do these shows regularly, so you can get to know the company better, you can get to know the product better, and most importantly, we can make the product better through your feedback. So if there are things you would like to see in these live shows in the future, please do let us know. Yeah. Gary, you want to walk through some of the big contenders and talk about what needs to happen for them to take it down?
Sure. So I'm looking through this first slate now, and one cool new feature we added tonight is where before you're making your picks, we have 4 different options: choice A, B, C, and D, and A is usually the perceived favorite, and D is the perceived long shot. So we added those tags tonight to the tracking just to give people a better idea of it. Is the favorite winning? Is the long shot winning? Just to kind of give you a better idea of what's going on. I mean, so the jackpot, if nobody wins on a night, it goes up the next day. So part of the jackpot is if you're not going to win, kind of rooting against the other players to win as well. So I mean, if you're not going to win on a certain night, you definitely want to see a bunch of C's and D's in the fronts there instead of A's and B's. I mean, if there's all A's there, it's most likely someone's going to have a pretty decent chance of taking it down.
Yeah, and looking at one of the slates now, assists, the third category, Draymond Green, obviously a recognizable, well-known player, but for that category, you had both, you had Rondo in there, and Green is a C, and Green is right now leading that category. And so you got to think that one will trip a lot of people up in that slate.
Yeah. And the first slate, unfortunately, there were 3 people that tied with 5, so there was a tie in that question, so that wiped out the whole slate right there.
Mm-hmm.
But this first question, I mean, it looks like Durant and Booker are really running away with it, and one of those 2 guys are going to take it down. I mean,
the question is, are the Warriors running away with the game? That's always what you have to worry if you choose a Warrior player, right? Have you seen a score on that game yet?
I have the game on ESPN. The score.
Oh yeah, actually, it's only an 11-point game early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it stays like this, the starters will come back in. So I mean, Durant will get more opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Booker having a big night. 26 with 11:02 left in the fourth quarter for Booker. We expect him to continue to do some damage. Yeah. But yeah, as of now, no 3 or 4s. We briefly had a few, but as Gary said, the tie kind of wiped out some of them.
Yeah, there is one person I'd like to take a look on, Jonathan 24. Just looking at him right now, he currently has the first 2 correct, and then he has Rondo and assists, which is a little behind, but he also has another extra half a quarter to go behind Green. So I mean, even with kind of giving him the extra time, he's probably a little bit behind, but I mean. Rondo could kind of rattle off a few assists in a matter of minutes. So, I mean, he's a real good chance to win that question. And then Anthony Davis at 24 points. He currently has 14 points. So that 24 number is looking like a real possibility.
Yeah, that's definitely right. Yeah, that 24 is looking really good, which is a little bit lower than what Davis has been scoring lately. Davis has had some big games lately.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen a bunch of answers tonight in the high 30s and low 40s. The other person is Loading English. Right? He has the same set of picks, but he has Anthony Davis at 29, which is another real possibility.
Yeah, that's definitely a contender. If I had to predict right now, I think he outscores 24. What do you think?
I think he's looking like he's going to end somewhere in that 25 to 30 range.
Yeah, it'll be close. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Jonathan 24 has a real chance here. I'm looking at Jonathan 24's profile from Orlando, Florida. And fairly new player. He's played 19 contests to date. So yeah, for those of you who maybe haven't explored the app as much, you can when you're in a contest, you can click view profile to see a little bit more information about who you're playing against. But Jonathan 24 has a real chance of taking down the jackpot tonight. So good luck, Jonathan.
Yeah, and if you are still kind of looking to take a shot, there is 30 minutes left to join our last contest of the night. Chris Paul kind of has his revenge game tonight against the Clippers, so we'll see how that plays out. With looks like there's 29 minutes left to sign up.
Yeah, that should be a great one. Gary, you want to give for those people who may not remember the highlights of the last time those teams faced off? You want to give a little bit of an update?
Yeah, let me actually hop into the app and take a look at our stats section, and you'll be able to see the matchups, and you'll be able to take a look at what's happened last time they played each other.
Fantastic. While you're doing that, I see we're running a $200 heads up. Brad Fordera is beating Labrizzi pretty soundly right now. Labrizzi's a great player, by the way. Labrizzi has been doing some damage lately, really, really doing well. But Brad Fordera has his number tonight so far. And looks like he'll win $200 there. So Brad looks like by his icon, he's one of the radar guys, or what's the full name of that?
Yeah, that's the Roto Radar guys, and there's been a lot of them who've joined recently. I see those guys on Twitter talking about Boom every night and playing every night, and those guys have been doing well so far. So
yeah, they have been doing well. They know what they're doing for sure. So yeah, it's great to have those guys join up. And I see Labrizzi is winning one of his heads-up matches against Peter Yanidis, who I think Peter is still our number 1 ranked player. You can see the Boom rankings, and yeah, I'm checking it now. Peter Yanidis is the number 1 ranked Boom player, just over LBJ King 236. So you can see those rankings from the lobby homepage on your mobile device. And you can also check out monthly. Monthly right now, which is about to end, by the way. February is almost over. It looks like ATL 777 will be the best player of the month overall. So congratulations to ATL. We are soon going to roll out some special achievements and badges that will that will recognize the best players of each month. So ATL can look out for that. And ATL is just a strong player overall. Obviously, he was the best player of this month, but he's also ranked top 10 overall. Just a really, really solid player.
Yeah, so I'm taking a quick look at this slate, and I guess one question I really like tonight, which is I often find the assist question one of the more challenging questions in the slate, but Chris Paul really is the overwhelming favorite in this question. So I mean, with 30 minutes left to go, I mean, there's not too much more news to come out. I mean, I don't think you need to reinvent the wheel on this one. Where I think if you're looking at this slate, Chris Paul is a really fine choice, just because I mean, he's averaging almost double everybody except for Lou Williams. So I mean, he really is kind of the obvious choice here. And if I was entering this contest, I wouldn't kind of mess around too much. I'd make the safe pick here.
Yeah, the assist ones definitely can be a tricky one, right? That often trips people up. So it's if you do believe Gary that has an overwhelming favorite, and for those of you who don't know Gary's background, Gary before joining Boom was a top poker player and a pretty skilled fantasy sports player as well. So Gary knows a lot more about this than I do. And so yeah, I would definitely take that advice into consideration if you're still thinking about putting.
And then if you're looking ahead to Harden and points, which I mean, this is obviously the most challenging question. I mean, very often Harden's been all over the place, but on one of the strategy shows 2 days ago, I heard the Daily Fantasy Insider guys talking about James Harden points. And if you look at his last 7 or 8 games, all the games except for one are between 26 and 34 points. So, I mean, I think there's a pretty good chance he's going to end up somewhere in that range as well tonight, too. So, I mean, I would look to focus on somewhere between 26 and 34, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of that weird part of the season where, you're kind of in you're in the post All-Star break. You're not really fighting for seeding yet as much. Harden doesn't really have the incentive. I would say it doesn't have the incentive to try to have a monster game, right? And basically be exhausted for 3 days. It's just kind of the get through it part of the NBA season. And as a result, him being in that range for a bunch of solid games here doesn't actually surprise me.
Yeah, no, these two teams, Houston and Golden State are going to be the 1 and 2 seeds. So, I mean, besides kind of seeing who's going to end up in those two spots, they're going to be the top 2 teams, and they're probably going to play each other in the final round of the Western Conference Finals.
Yep. And yeah, for those of you, again, looking forward to future Boom contests, the NBA playoffs are also are just a wild time on Boom. Definitely some of the most exciting contests we ran last year were NBA Finals contests. In fact, that was the night we crowned a 40 grand winner during the NBA Finals. I think it was Game 5. So that'll be very exciting. And then again, March Madness, obviously in March, will be a big deal with new jackpots coming. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, no, the jackpots, I think, during the NCAA tournament, especially during those first couple Thursday and Friday rounds, are really going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we're probably going to have 4 slates a day. We'll have one for every kind of block of games. So I mean, I think the games run from 12 o'clock till the last game maybe tipping off at 10 o'clock in the first round. So I mean, it's going to be a full week of nonstop.
Best days of the year, right? Best days of the year are that Thursday and Friday of March Madness.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince Steve to close the office and give us all off for 2 days so we can all watch college basketball. But I haven't sold him on that yet.
You can watch college basketball at work. I think that's just how it goes, especially when you work for a sports company. Loki Doki just entered that contest that Gary was talking about. So yeah, it looks like there is still 24 minutes for you to get your entries into the Rockets at Clippers. Because yeah, if you're gonna stay up, it's early on the West Coast, but if you're on the East Coast, if you're gonna stay up and watch a game, I mean that's the game to watch. That Rockets Clippers game should be a fun one. It was really feisty last time those two teams played, almost a brawl post game. So we expect that game to just be an entertaining one to watch, and it's even more entertaining when you can win money. And so the Money Dollar Jackpot will be one of the contests we run, but I think we're running all the jackpots for that game, right, Gary?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, all of our NBA slates have all 4 jackpots on, and come next week we'll have all 6 jackpots on.
Right. So again, $2 you can win over 35,000. $3 if you go perfect you can win 100 grand, and then $4 you can win $1 million. And which player was it? Now I'm blanking. It wasn't B. Haas, was it? Who got the 7 of 8 with a tie? He's not. They're not going to let me hear the end of it afterwards.
A couple of days ago, the guy who went 7 of 8 with the one tie.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on his name. It wasn't B Haas. B Haas has kind of got a bunch of 6 of 8s and been close often, but
I'm gonna try to find this guy, but Crommies. Yeah, I think it was Crommies who did it. Actually, I don't think it was. Our producer Brian just fed me that. So yeah, Crommies. I believe it was him who went 7 of 8 with a tie. So yeah, people have gotten as close as you possibly can get to that 100K payday for that $3 entry. So if you're feeling adventurous, if you're feeling like you have some strong opinions and conviction on that game, feel free to put in an entry because we look forward to crowning our first winner in both the 100K and the $1 million. People have gotten very close.
Yeah, no, for sure, and the $2 progressive too. I mean, we've had a bunch of people who are close. We've had a bunch of 7 of 8s. I mean, I think one player who went 7 of 8, he missed the lightning bolt question by 1 point. So I mean, we've had people. I mean, we're hoping to give that prize away soon too. We'll see if anyone's able to do that in the near future. But I mean, yeah, these bigger jackpots obviously they're harder to win. But I mean, the opportunity is there if you kind of made the right picks.
Yeah, there are not many places. In fact, I would think there are 0 places that you can put in a $4 entry and have a chance to win $1 million each night. Not even our unnamed bigger competitors offer that kind of a contest. So yeah. If you're looking to play for $1 million, there are very few places that you can do it for $4. Gary, how are our contenders doing right now?
Yeah, no, I'm taking a look through the leaderboard right now to see who I feel good about.
No 2 of 4s yet. So again, if no one wins tonight, for those of you who are new, if no one wins the $1 million jackpot, it goes up. So it could be as high as $140, $150 tomorrow, and then it goes up every night that no one hits it. About earlier this month, it got as high as $2,100, which is just an insane, and the odds are against it ever getting that high, but it did. No one won for about a week and a half, so that was super exciting. But we've had a bunch of winners that well over $400, $500. In fact, you can see all of our winners in the app who have won these jackpots by going to see all contests, clicking the jackpot page, and then tapping whatever is the one you're looking for. So for the Mighty Dollar, you can hit in the Mighty Dollar, hit the blue button on the sort of leaderboard, and you see Mr. G, $1,082, Call Me Clive, $1,082, and a bunch. MC13, Vibe Alive, Mia Dolphin, Sean W, Ryan Tech, Kendall, lots of winners. So yeah, it's fun to kind of celebrate them, and we'll dedicate a space probably in the app, a little bit more prominent, sort of a hall of fame for jackpot winners in the future.
Yeah, no, and we'll be pretty soon. We'll be adding some pretty cool badges. So I mean, we'll celebrate all of our jackpot winners with the jackpot cashes or Mighty Dollar jackpot winners. So there'll be some cool new kind of badges you'll see in the profile page showing up in the next week or so. And
yeah, that'll be awesome. I mean, we should also create a badge for like multiple Mighty Dollar jackpot winners, because I think we haven't had as many of those, but that's a pretty tough but distinguished honor as well.
Yeah, no, and if you guys have any ideas of any badges you'd like to see, let us know, and we'll try and find a way to kind of get those included as well. And just going through that Mighty Dollar jackpot leaderboard, I mean, 2 things I guess that stand out to me. One is the person with the highest winning total ever. It was the first time ever playing. The guy, Mr. Grez. So the first time he ever played in a contest, he won this contest.
Yeah, night one on the app, right?
Yeah, contest number 1, the first contest he played.
$1,082. Yeah, not too shabby.
No, so it's definitely
a contest. Did he take his money in runners? He's still playing.
No, he's been playing. I've actually seen him and Call Me Clive both close a couple times.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, listen, if I won $1,000 my first time playing, I'd probably cash out some of it, but then I would definitely just be like, wow, this app is easy. Printing money, right?
Yeah, and that's the other thing I want to point about this leaderboard. Night in and night out, you do see the same people at the top. I mean, the more you do play this, the better you do get at it. And it's a game you could win the first time, obviously, as that's been proven already. But this is a contest where the more you play, you're going to pick up on different strategies, and you're going to see yourself kind of up in the leaderboard. Like, you'll see guys like Joe Please who have multiple victories, and I think there's 1 or 2 other guys who have multiple victories as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a game of skill, but I think it's actually the perfect balance of skill and chance, right? It's definitely a game that you do get better with time, and you do better with some strategy involved, and I think that's why we're adding more strategy videos like the guys from Daily Fantasy Insider, but also additional strategy content so that players can research and spend more time thinking about exactly who they want to choose. So yeah, there definitely is that skill element. But the way it's structured, just having, choosing between four athletes and three questions and choosing an exact pick 'em at the end, there's also some volatility, and you never know what's going to happen each night. And because of that, if you want to spend 3 minutes just putting in an entry, you have a real chance to win. And I think that is very exciting, and that's something you just don't get at other fantasy sports sites, where good luck spending 3 minutes with no research on another platform and having a chance to win. So we love Boom because we think it's that sort of perfect balance of, it's a simple game, simple to understand, but also kind of layered in that way where if you really do know about the athletes and the games, and you do sort of some of that research, you can get better, you can improve. But it also gives people who don't have time to do that, for hours each day, still gives people a chance to win. And we've heard from a lot of our players that they've won having spent very little time researching, or even no time researching, and that's great to see.
Yeah, and as I look through this leaderboard tonight, I mean, there's definitely people who kind of have a good opportunity going into these final couple minutes of the game. I mean, we'll have to see exactly how it plays out, but and I guess it'll be a little easier to tell once this Durant and Booker question is finalized. But we have some people who have possibilities. I mean, a lot of people have Westbrook in question too, and Gasol is starting to pull ahead in that, where I'm not sure Westbrook's going to catch him. But I think we're going to have a couple people who have a chance here tonight. Yep. Especially one entry I'm really looking at, who I really like, is free TB12. I guess he's a Tom Brady fan. I'm not sure how long he's been around for, but I got to think he was around when Tom Brady got suspended for the first time. But looking ahead his lineup now, he has Anthony Davis finishing with 29 points, and he has 20 now heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
So, I mean,
and Rondo with have a sweat down too. Right, you have free TB12. Rondo, he has Rondo with assists, who's losing to Green by 2 in that category, but he does have, as you said, about 7 minutes more to play in his game.
Yeah, so I mean, he'll have to get at least 3 more assists. I think he will. We'll see what Green does, but he's definitely got a shot here tonight.
So yeah, just reading off the big contenders right now, we've got Big Brown Truck. For those of you who have kids, Little Blue Truck is a fascinating read. But Big Brown Truck, we got MC13. MC13 is one of our big winners. He won one of our biggest jackpots ever. He's also at the top of the leaderboard. As Gary mentioned, free TB12. By the way, the leaderboard just shifted, so clearly something happened there. Kirk L007, WG202405, and Raiders 90199 at the top of the leaderboard. But yeah, it's dynamic. It changes with every stat that gets updated. Rondo, by the way, I think he just got his 9th assist. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, yes, you're correct about that, Simon.
Yeah, it looks like he did. So that's really moving the right direction for free TB12. Yeah. Looking at free TB12, he's not a brand new player. He's got 32. He's played 32 contests so far. Looking at his profile, and he's got a win of $35, which is not too shabby. By the way, you can look at people's profile and see some of this information. So yeah, free TB12. If you get a $35 win in your first 30 contests, you probably know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the other guy to keep an eye on is, and Rondo just got his 10th assist.
Rondo just got his 10th assist. That happened in a hurry. You were right, Gary. He could rattle off assists in a few minutes, right? That he just went from 7 to 10 pretty quickly there. So yeah, well, that question right now, it'll be no one will be winning it, right? Because ties are no good in jackpot contests. They are good in heads up. They are good in tournament play, when the blue shaded contest, when you're playing for the top 20% of the players get paid. But for jackpot contests, a tie is as good as losing. So Rondo will need one more assist to outright win that category. But you got to love his chances now. Tied with Green, who only has 4 minutes to go in his game. Rondo has 10 minutes to go in his. I'm checking the score of the Warriors game. Warriors up 11 with 4.5. So Green is plausibly still out there. But you got to like Rondo's chances in that category.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Rondo's definitely going to get to 11 or 12 here. The question will be...
Done deal, take it to the bank, effectively?
You know, I don't know if I take it to the bank, but I feel pretty good about it. I mean, I think he's like probably 75% here at least.
Oh, also, let the record show that at Boom we had a company bowling event this evening, and I beat Gary 2 out of 3 games. Just for the record, I want it on video record of this.
It's funny. I actually tried to record video footage of you bowling tonight, but time ran short, and I was unable to upload it. But the team at Boom Fantasy did provide me video of you bowling to try and get into the stream tonight. But unfortunately, our technical difficulties prevented that from happening.
That's great news. I put a lot of English on my ball. We should actually. Can we cut that? Can we make sure that doesn't, Anyway, Draymond Green. I'm looking up. He's got. Yeah, it's still 10-10. We'll see where Green and Rondo finish, but that one should. Again, Rondo definitely looks like he'll take that. But we will see. Yeah, I noticed Joel P is 1991 saying that he doesn't like to play with Harden as the lightning bolt because the guy is all over the place. I agree. I had that same thought process until Gary gave that stat about how much tighter his range has been recently. So again, maybe Harden definitely has that reputation that he could go for 60 and then 20, but at least for right now, it does appear that he's been playing a little bit closer to his average.
And it looks like Rondo just this year. So I mean, we'll see how this is going to shake out the leaderboard. But I think we're going to have a couple 3 or 4s here once we see this kind of stat log.
Yep. No. Yeah. Rondo will definitely shake things up here. But Booker and Durant are now tied, so we don't have any 3 or 4s yet.
No, the first question is now a tie.
And we'll see. Durant has 342 left in his game. Booker has 226 left in his. Do you know if Durant's still in, Gary?
Yeah, the game's on ESPN. He is still in the game.
All right, so that one could go either way. But yeah, Durant and Booker battling it out. And yeah, for those of you freebie TV12 Raiders 901, don't be shy. Put up a profile image. It's the polite thing to do, right? We have all these cool faces. Loading English has a cool cartoon face. Jonathan AD25 have cool looking headshots. I think AD25 has hers. She has like the Snapchat filter. That's pretty cool. So yeah, put up something. We like to see, if not your face, something that represents you. So don't be shy. You can do that in the profile section. You go to profile, you click just the silhouette, and you can upload a profile picture from that. You can either take a new photo or you can upload a photo. So give that a shot.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Steve, but do you have a favorite avatar out of all of our players?
Oh, of all our players?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you have one that stands out to you over the years?
I don't know if I do, actually. I'm skimming through them. I don't know if I do. I did like one player who kind of put like the middle finger emoji up, respond to someone. That I thought was pretty funny. But I'm skimming through these, and you know what? I'll be honest. Our players could do better. I'm unimpressed. Boom community. So yeah, I hope that within the next week I see a lot of creative images uploaded, so that I can answer that in a different way. How about you? Is there anything that stands out for you?
Too, Steve. I'm not too. I mean, usually the Boom community is on top of stuff. I'm not super impressed with what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's a little lame. By the way, a bunch of stuff just seemingly went final. Is that right? Am I seeing that correctly? Maybe the live streaming, the live updates are just updating, taking a little bit of time to update right now.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, Durant and Booker are still locked. Oh, no, so Durant has just pulled ahead. Durant scored his 32nd point with 1:34 to go in the game. That should shake up the leaderboard. But assists is still tied. So Rondo and Green now each have 11 assists. Rondo has 8 to go. But look at free TB12. So assuming Durant holds on there in question one, he's got Gasol, who's run away with it in rebounds. If you're right and Rondo is, if not a lock, a very strong likelihood to win assists, and it certainly seems like it, it's going to come down to Anthony Davis. And right now, TB12 has him with 29, and he's got 20 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So TB12 could do it.
No, he's got a real chance, and so does Jonathan 24. I mean, he has Anthony Davis at 24. That's probably a little less likely to happen at this point. I mean, I think Anthony Davis is going to score more than 4 points here in the fourth quarter, but I mean, Anthony Davis is kind of all over the place, so stranger things have happened, and I can't say I'd be shocked if he finishes with 24.
So 24 and 29 are what those players are rooting for. Obviously, everyone else is pretty much rooting against that. But yeah, we'll see how Anthony Davis finishes up here. But yeah, those are definitely the two guys to watch. Free TB12 and Jonathan 24 will be going. And by the way, we hear from some of you guys that there's some issues with the live tracking right now, that sometimes it's hopping around, but we'll get that cleared up. But yeah, for those of you who are watching at home, it's coming down to the lightning bolt question, as it often does, and you're rooting against, assuming you want to root against, you're rooting against Anthony Davis finishing with either 24 points or 29 points. So that's what you have to sweat. And right now he's got 20 points with 7 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
And Booker just tied Durant, so we're actually in danger of this whole slate kind of being over with right here. If one of these guys has a score here, this could be the end of it right now.
And it's the final minute of both those games, right?
Yeah, no, there's 25 seconds to go in this Golden State game.
Booker is going to be a personal enemy if either of those players would have hit the jackpot for that last second tie. We will see how that finishes up, but yeah, that will cancel out the whole slate, and then effectively the late game will be the only chance people have. So yeah, by the way, looking at the late game, you've got 4 minutes and 48 seconds to go to enter that contest. So we don't mind if you have to leave us for a second to put in your entry. Do that, because again, you have 4 minutes 37 seconds to enter. Because yeah, it looks, if that ends in a tie, and I'll let Gary confirm when it goes final, that will be your last chance to take down the jackpot tonight. And actually, not too many entries in it for such a great game, Rockets at Clippers. Not too many entries in it, so there's definitely potential to win the full 100 just yourself solo win tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes there's the desire, or maybe even makes sense to kind of go off all the obvious choices, but on a late slate with only less number of entries, I mean, I don't think you need to go too crazy with what you're going to do. Just kind of sticking to what you think is the obvious play probably is the right decision here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, so Curry's at the foul line now, and Golden State's up 7. So, I mean, as it is right now, there's a chance Golden State doesn't score again.
Wow, Booker, big game. Of course, again, that's A and B in that category. As Gary mentioned near the start of the broadcast, that we put in the sort of multiple choice letters in tracking, just so you can see, like, is it the favorite who's winning the category, which would be A or B? Is it the long shot who's winning the category, which would be D? It kind of helps you track, what's going on if you kind of forget who was ranked higher than who. than whom, as my English teacher would tell me to say. But yeah, we have Gasol, who was a B listing, and then Rondo did, and Rondo, by the way, Rondo is in the lead now officially. He's overtaken Draymond Green. He's got 12 assists, and that Warriors game is almost over. And so it does look like Rondo will win that category. So we'll see if question one, if Booker is able to get a last second point to jump ahead. And oh, just as I say that, Booker, 34th point of the game, he is going to jump ahead of Durant here. Let's see what that means for our standings.
I'm glad though. At least that gives somebody an opportunity to win.
That's yeah.
And the Golden State game just went final, so I mean, Booker's going to take that one down.
All right. Well, yeah, that's nice to see. Yeah, ties are an unfortunate part of Jackpot. It does allow us to do these contests and offer really big prizes. We know it's a bummer when they're a hit. So yeah, we root against ties as much as you guys do. I assure you there. So yeah, it is fun to see Booker take that category down. At least give someone a shot. Like I said, so it'll be Booker, Gasol, and Rondo, but no one's got 3 or 4 with that combo, huh?
No, it doesn't. I'm looking through it now, but it doesn't seem like.
That's not a crazy combo. It's a BBA combo. So it is. It's not the favorites in 2 of the 3. So I guess that does impact how people are selecting these. But you got to think like when you're going through these selections. Of course, the A is the biggest favorite. But if it's going to be A or B most of the time. But it looks like people went with the top pick in most of these selections for that slate.
Yeah, no, I'm looking through it now. I don't think we're gonna have a winner in these first 2 slates.
Yeah, it looks like just for whatever reason the Booker Gasol Rondo combo, people didn't land on that. They either landed on Booker, Gasol, and Green, or they landed on a variety of those first 3. But they didn't land on the winning combo. So not looking likely someone wins that slate. We'll see if anyone takes down the late slate. But yeah, if not, the best thing happens about the jackpot. Jackpot goes up. And so there's nothing wrong with that. For those of you who entered today and didn't win, good news. No one else did either. So that means the jackpot will go up, again, assuming nobody wins in this late slate.
Yeah, and we'll see. I'm trying to get an exact total now. What we're going to get to, but it's going to be over $150 if nobody wins. If nobody wins tonight, so I mean, it's going to be going up tomorrow. But we'll see if anyone can take down this last slate. It looks like it's just about to close now. But as of right now, the jackpot is going up tomorrow, which is always exciting and fun for everybody who didn't win tonight.
Yeah, that'll be great to see. So Gary, Jamaica this time. Where do you think your next trip is going to be?
My next trip, probably the happiest place in the world. I think Disney World.
Oh, we're thinking about Disney World too, actually. Have you been yet with the kids?
I have not been there with the kids.
Yeah, no, neither have we. Disney World could be in the cards for us sometime within the next year. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a disaster. Right?
Oh, yeah, no,
it'll be the most tiring week of my life.
I'm thinking we're going to have to bring somebody with us, whether it be a sibling of ours or a grandmother. But yeah, going to Disney 2-on-2 doesn't seem like a good idea.
That seems like a terrible idea. I'm sure the kids will love it, but it sounds like a terrible idea. But yeah, so we're going to sign off here. But before we do, Money Dollar Jackpot should be going up to about $168 tomorrow. So a nice sizable increase. So again, you're playing for even more tomorrow, assuming nobody hits the late slate. Gary, any parting words of wisdom for our players as they think about tomorrow?
Let me take one quick look at the Mighty Dollar for the Thursday contest, the first slate, just to see if anything stands out to me tomorrow.
Cool.
Just looking through them real quickly for the first time, I think in that second question, rebounds, I think Whiteside and Embiid they average so many more rebounds a game than the other guys. So I would definitely lean towards A or B tomorrow night in that rebound question. And then in that assist question, I don't have a strong feel about who to pick, but I would not pick Goran in that question. I mean, he's almost half of the other guys in what he averages a game. So That's my two early tips. The guys from Daily Fantasy Insider will be on the app tomorrow night at 5 o'clock to give some kind of a better breakdown of this. But that's all I got for tonight. Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take it easy, guys.
We're off.
Cool.